Pleased to welcome now Don Redman, spokesman for AAA Mississippi. Hey, Don.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. So give us the latest. We've been watching these very volatile oil prices as we approach the big holiday, July 4th, the travel weekend. What can we expect? Do you have a crystal ball to tell us that at this point?
We're always worried anytime there are missiles flying in the Middle East, what it could do to our futures in terms of price for energy. This has really been surprising. We saw the market react very strongly when Israel first launched its attacks. We saw the price of crude jump up to over $75 a barrel, and that would be for July delivery. But when we look at the futures market right now, even after the U.S. committed some raids on nuclear facilities in Iran, the delivery for August is at almost $65 a barrel. Come back to where it was. It's almost as if the market, like, okay, it's over, we're done now. It's really surprising, considering it's not done. We don't know what's going to hold for us.
Yeah, I mean, just watching the price fluctuate over the last couple of days indicates just how volatile and dicey the situation is. We spiked all the way up to about $77 a couple of days ago, right? A few days ago, and now we're this morning, I think, down two and change, down around $66, $67 a barrel. So
yeah, now I always caution people to remember that that's going to be for August deliveries.
Yeah.
So it's not going to necessarily have an immediate impact on what we're paying in July, because a lot of those service stations and all that bought gasoline based on the futures price, which include that $75 a barrel price of crude, which accounts for about 50% of the price of gasoline. The crude does.
Yeah, so really don't know at this point. But hopefully we achieve some degree of stability. Looks like we're perhaps on the way to accomplishing that, and that'll sort of put that to bed. But the president, of course, is out there telling people don't raise prices. I don't know that they have any individual specific control. I don't think any one company or one entity or individual can do that. I get the message. And then, of course, there's the question as to, Don, whether or not the policies implemented by this president, mainly reversing the policies of the prior administration, will lead to additional supply. It's really unclear at this point.
Yeah, and one of the things we've got to keep our eye on is the fact that while Iran was not a huge producer for the West, it was a major producer for China. And now China is going to have to go back to the market and get their crude elsewhere, which could potentially drive those prices up. And then I don't really have to remind us in Mississippi about the fact that we are now in hurricane season. Once we get into late July, August, September, things start heating up in the Gulf for us. So you have a potential perfect storm for prices to get very high this summer, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what about the demand side? We talked about the supply. What are you hearing with respect to, what is your organization tracking with respect to the expectation for travel, especially the busy July 4th holiday?
Yeah, usually our Memorial Day forecast kind of tells us what to expect for the rest of the summer. And we had a record number of people traveling for Memorial Day. We are now forecasting another record number of people for traveling for the 4th of July holidays. So what we're calculating this year, unlike previous years, is covering the 2 weekends that are bookends for that holiday. So beginning this Saturday and all the way through July 6th, we're counting those numbers, and we're anticipating well over 72 million people traveling for the holiday, a record number.
Wow, 72 million. So a record number. I mean, Americans seem to have the disposable income available, or they're making adjustments in their household budgets to get out and enjoy the great country and the travel. And what I'm hearing, Don, I heard a report this morning on the Business Channel, because it concerned organizations that are sort of in the tourism and the travel business, that there's a greater demand to travel domestically, that Americans aren't looking as much to travel abroad for their vacations.
Yeah, I mean, we know through the bookings that we have through AAA, our AAA members, our AAA Mississippi members are booking a lot of domestic. Earlier cruises to that were booked earlier in the year are to Alaska. So a lot of people of our AAA members in the Mississippi area are making cruises to Alaska, and it's really hot right now, July,
Yeah,
August. Those are great times to be cruising in Alaska, and boy, we're doing it. But we're also seeing it in states like Colorado, the Seattle, Washington area, New York, some of those places that aren't traveling domestically. And hey, let's face it, we have a lot of things to see in this country itself. But it's really interesting because
yeah,
I don't know what maybe I don't know what's driving the big domestic demand right now over say last year where we had huge trips to Europe and elsewhere.
yeah. Well, I think that's good news for those that certainly rely on tourism and travel domestically, that Americans are staying home and investing their dollars in their vacations inside the borders of the country. It's a little
Sure,
unusual.
and like you mentioned that the more disposable income, but maybe they're choosing to stay closer, maybe not staying as long. But they want to get out and have a vacation. And in this corporate world where you use it or lose it, people are saying I'm not going to lose it. And I imagine state parks are going to get a great workout, as well as in-state uh, travel vacation areas. So the Gulf,
Yeah,
Mississippi Gulf Coast could really get a good workout.
yeah, absolutely. How's your membership doing inside the state of Mississippi? I've been a proud member, my whole family, for many years.
And I certainly do appreciate it. Yeah, we're actually growing in the state of Mississippi. We're doing a lot of focus, trying to encourage people to know that we're more than just a roadside
Yeah,
assistance company. That we offer discounts either in hotels or restaurants, and of course auto and home insurance as well. So we certainly encourage you to come check us out, so we can help you.
yeah. Well, great organization as far as I'm concerned. What about your national membership? How's that going?
Yeah, we're up by 5% across the board. I think once people see the value of that membership and that it's for what it'll just stick with the towing aspect of it. Just having your car towed one time will more than cover your membership cost for the year. But we offer a whole lot more. And particularly though, I mean, roadside assistance is a big thing. And we're heading for the summer. If you're traveling for the 4th of July, strongly encourage you to look at your car now. One of the big things that we get called out for is a dead battery and bad tires. So check your tires out, make sure that you have good tires, but also check your battery out. It has a sticker on the battery. If it's 3 years or older, you may want to have it tested so that you'll end up with a dead battery in this heat on the side of the road.
Yeah, it's good advice. I had that very problem about 3 or 4 years ago. Traveled to Florida, play golf with a bunch of friends, and I could tell something was acting up when I stopped to put gas in my vehicle. And I restarted. Sure enough, I got to Florida. The battery died. Called AAA, and they came out and took care of that for me.
Yeah, well, that's a great story. Yeah, and that happens a lot. Most other places, a battery can last about 5 years, but in the Gulf South, you
Hmm.
get over 3 years, you're really pushing your luck on that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. So, like you said, though, besides the roadside assistance services, Don, there are a number of other benefits available to members as well.
Yeah, car rental, for example, I saved a nice little bundle. I had to make a trip to Louisiana, and between my car rental discount as well as my percent, it was really incredible. I was like, wow, this membership thing is a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, certainly so. Anything going on in the state with respect to state government? Like first and foremost, I guess we could note that we've got an increase in the gas tax coming up here, 3 cents July 1. What do you guys see as far as affecting travel?
Again, I don't think it's going to be a big factor. Mississippi has historically been at the top two or three states with the cheapest gasoline. I think essentially by year three of these incremental increases, will be on par with most of the Gulf South, our neighbors in Louisiana, Alabama, and Arkansas, and maybe even as far as Texas. But so I don't think it's, we're not going to have the same prices that we have had in the past. But I don't think it's going to negatively impact the economy of Mississippi. But it's an adjustment. However, I have to say, AAA has been in favor of these type of taxes that are dedicated to road construction and maintenance. We really need that.
Okay. Don Redman, spokesman for AAA Mississippi. Appreciate you coming on, Don. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Thank you.
You bet. We're coming right back, folks, with EW&F bumping us out. Stay with us.